They say if you walk near the banks of Lynn Dinas at twilight, when the mist hangs low and the world holds its breath, you can still hear the church bell toll beneath the water. It rings once, twice, then falls silent, calling no one, yet summoning something. They say it's the last breath of KBMW or the drowned village. My name is Evelyn Reese, a folklorist and documentarian. I first heard of Siduamdur in an old letter found among my grandmother's belongings. A letter dated 1942. It mentioned a village in the Gwynedd Valley, soon to be lost to water under the orders of the British government. The reason? A new reservoir to supply water to English cities during the war effort. But this letter held no patriotic tone, only dread. We were warned not to dam the valley, it read. There are old things in these hills, things that should never be disturbed. CDMDWR is not just a village, it is a gate. I thought it was just legend until I went looking. I arrived in Bedgulert, a quaint Welsh village nestled among mist-shrouded hills and steeped in myth. Most people smiled kindly when I asked about CWMWR, but their eyes clouded and their voices hushed. One innkeeper, Marion, pulled me aside after dusk. They were warned, he said. The villagers knew of the old pact. Long before churches, before roads, there was something buried in the stones of Tabumo. When the water came, it didn't just flood the land, it unsealed it. I asked what it was. He only whispered, the lady. That night I dreamt of a vast underwater ruin, its streets choked with weeds and darkness. A pale figure moved through the depths, her eyes hollow, mouth open in a scream I could not hear, and a bell, always the bell. The next day, I hiked toward the reservoir. Mist curled around my feet like grasping hands. The path was overgrown, the air thick with silence. I passed an abandoned cottage with a collapsed roof. On the hearthstone, etched in soot, were runes I didn't recognize until later. When I cross-referenced them in an old book of Brythonic symbols, they read, do not look upon her, do not answer the bell. At the lake's edge, the water looked like black glass. No birds, no insects, just a stillness so absolute it ached. I set up my gear, camera, audio recorder, and field journal. Then I waited. As night fell, a low chime echoed across the water. I hadn't brought a bell. The audio recorder picked up whispers, barely audible. Layered voices, chanting in an ancient tongue. I woke from restless dreams to find my tent soaked from within. Though the outside remained dry, my equipment flickered. I played back the recording. Whispers grew louder. Then, unmistakably, Evelyn. My name, spoken with reverence or warning. At dawn, the water level had receded. I saw the outline of stone ruins beneath the lake's surface. My heart raced. I had to go in. With diving gear from a local guide and reckless resolve, I plunged into the cold. As I descended, the temperature dropped. Visibility was low, but enough to see streets, homes, a church steeple broken in half. Beneath layers of algae, faded murals depicted rituals, not Christian rites, but older, wilder devotions. At the village center was a stone well, its lid split open. Something about it radiated wrongness. My breath came faster. I heard music, a lullaby. A shadow passed behind me, slow and graceful. I turned and she was there. Pale, hair drifting like seaweed, her eyes black voids. She reached for me. I kicked upward. I awoke on shore, coughing water with my gear beside me. The sun was gone, replaced by gray twilight. But something had changed. The bell rang again. This time others heard it. Villagers came to the lake's edge, entranced. Eyes rolled back. Some walked into the water, calling out names, long-dead relatives. A child laughed, then vanished beneath the surface. Miriam found me. You opened the gate, he said. She was sealed. For centuries, worshipped as a goddess before being locked away beneath the earth. Why? He shook his head. Because she listens. And when she hears enough sorrow, she answers. I fled that night. Years passed. I published nothing. Who would believe me? But I kept hearing the bell. Even in London. In mirrors, I saw glimpses of her, eyes watching. One morning, the lake's water level dropped drastically. Old foundations broke the surface. Tourists came. A boy vanished. Then another. I returned. The village was above water again. No one would go near it, except me. I walked the ruined streets of CUMWR, the air thick with whispers. I reached the well, it pulsed. I looked in. Nothing, yet everything. She spoke, not aloud, but within me. "Tell them," she said. "The pact is broken. The gate is open." The footage I recovered was distorted, but real. The interviews, the names of the vanished, they exist. Some believe me, most don't, but the bell still rings. Sometimes at twilight, sometimes in dreams. And each time I know she is still listening.